Hello, hello, ladies. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're doing just a quick live pop-up today to introduce our next month's challenge. Yes, we're very, very excited to do that with you. I'm Dr. Tala Price, and I am the founder of Winning Women's Network. And today we are excited to bring you April's challenge. Okay. And April's challenge is going to be very, very good for us because I think that it's important that we continue. If you want to grow, you have to challenge yourself. You have to challenge yourself a lot to come out of your comfort zones, to come out of what's natural to you, to come out of all of those places that really do keep you in captivity. And since we're winning women and we're giving women the power to win, every month we want a power challenge so that we can challenge our abilities and challenge our powers and challenge ourselves to go beyond obstacles and limitations and barriers that have become so normal to us. That's one thing about a comfort zone. Comfort zone means that you make a lot of things just normal. Okay. Even your barriers, even your challenges, even your obstacles can become normal to you. So normal that you make them a part of your lifestyle. You make them a part of your habits. They become a part of your personality. And when it's time for you to reach out for something that you really want to do, the things that you really want to accomplish in life, all of a sudden you run up against something. You can see it in your mind's eye, but you're constantly wondering, why is it that I can't produce? Why I can't produce? Why I can't produce? So as Winning Women, we started this network to produce winners, not people who want to win, but people who can produce a win from within, from in themselves. So that's the whole essence of Winning Women, giving women the power to win. So I'm so excited that every month we get to bring you an exciting challenge to really help you work through that barrier that keeps you from wanting to winning. Because a lot of times we want it so bad. Some of you guys have been standing for it. You push, you pray, you fight, you work hard, and you still can't seem to break through getting what you see, the winner that you see in your mind's eye, how to get that person out of you and make yourself a producer and a performer of that. And so that has to do with those barriers that we've made comfortable. We've made a part of ourselves. We've made a part of who we are. So today we're going to challenge ourselves to go beyond. We're going to challenge ourselves to push this month. And this month we're going to be taking on some really, really, really big things because it's important. So our lifestyle challenge. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to introduce our lifestyle challenge today for the month of April. And I think you guys will really appreciate this. We got a lot of positive feedback about the vision boards. The vision boards were wonderful. Okay. And so I got people that said it really caused us to look at how we were approaching our visions from a different standpoint, and it gave us an enlarged perspective on some things that we can be doing to make vision reality. Because reality means making it real, which sometimes it means for us, we've really got to do something in order for that to happen, and not just want to be passionate, but really, really do something, right? So that's what the Winning Women challenges are. And so the vision board gave us vision. Many of you guys have a lot of homework to do from that, right? A lot of homework from that lifestyle challenge. Yes, you do. You've got to go and sit down and not only think about your vision, but you have to think about it in relationship to your identity, how you identify with that vision, where that vision is really coming from, what's the impetus, what's really motivating that, and have you connected with that motivation. So we're challenging you to do that, setting up the personality traits and all of the accoutrements and abilities you have today to see how they go along with that your personal inventory, how your personal inventory lines up with your vision. So you guys got homework to do. You've got to write your narrative for when opposition comes against your vision. You have to have an existing narrative to be able to combat that, deal with that, finish out your profiles, right? So there's homework from the last workshop that many of you guys have been sent on a mission to work on so that you can continue to build this winning woman. Because you know she's on the inside of you. You've gotten glimpses of her. She's popped out a few times. Some of you guys have just had her pop out and say, oh, I can't believe I pressed through that. I got through that. You surprised yourself, right? The winner in you surprised you. It just poof, it just shot out. But what if we can make that more intentional and less sporadic? So That's what we want to do through these challenges and through these workshops and really mentorship, I guess, because we did a lot of hot seat coaching in our last workshop. So these mentorship workshops that we do at the end of every challenge are really, really important for you to take words and put them into action, because it's great to have words, and words are encouraging. Don't they inspire us? And then boom, how many of you guys have ever done that? Can we be real for 5 seconds, winning women? Because this ain't the first time many of you have been out there. Okay. Y'all have been out there. Y'all have gone to conferences. Woman, you can. Yes, you can. You know, you got it. The power to win. You know, we've gone to the conferences. We've gone to the rah-rah sessions. Okay. Those cheerleading sessions, those cheerleading conferences. We've worn our tiaras. We've put on our military boots. We've gotten all real with the situation, right? We've done all of that. And when you leave, the words are so inspiring. You're like, wow, it makes you almost believe you've gotten there, right? The words make you feel like, oh my God, I am there. I'm going home to take charge today. Nothing's going to stop me except those things that I've made my comfort zone. Okay. You've made it your comfort zone, and you don't even realize how your own barriers have become your personhood. They become your personality. And so what we're trying to do with these challenges, and what we're trying to do through Winning Women, period, is, cut through those things and literally begin to break ourselves apart so we can separate, okay, the real us, the winning part of ourselves, the productive attributes and qualities that we've all been given by God. We want to be able to separate those out, okay, and literally disengage them from the barriers that have become our comfort, that really sometimes bring us comfort. How many of you guys have ever taken comfort for having an excuse for why you couldn't live up to something, because it kind of eases your consciousness about why you didn't achieve that? Oh boy, I can definitely attest to it. I remember being faced with an opportunity, a wonderful opportunity that would cause me to grow and excel and really put me on the map, and it didn't make me feel comfortable. So I kind of resorted to my narrative of excuses that were very, very logical, that supported the barriers that would keep me from going beyond. Okay. So I had a support language. Guys, do you guys know that your excuses have a support group in you? Oh my gosh. But they do. And we have to confront that. And that support group that is there, that comes around you, that makes you feel bad about not pursuing a goal or not going after a particular thing that you've wanted. So they make you feel good and better about saying no, or can we be real? It's just us here, right, ladies? So can we be real? It made me feel better about being defeated. And I'll just say, okay, but it made me feel better about being defeated. And I don't know if you guys have excuse reels or obstacles or things like that just all of a sudden make you feel better about kind of being defeated by something. And oh my goodness, you just like, yeah. So, oh yeah, but at the time, it just wasn't the right time for that. It wasn't the right season for that. It just wasn't the right thing for that. It just wasn't right. Everything was just not right. And what wasn't right was that you weren't ready to confront those barriers that have become your friends, that have become your comfort, that ease you when you're disappointed, that come around you like a cloak, and just like ice cream after a bad day, they're just right there hugging you and saying, it's okay, girl, that you didn't do that. You couldn't rise above that. You couldn't fight that. It's okay, girl. That's not us. That's not us. That's not for us. It just wasn't for us. And it may or may have not been for the person that's in front of you, but it could have been for the woman of destiny that's in you. Oh, I don't know what okay. Y'all gonna have to love us, right? So it may not have been for the person that you see in the mirror every day, but it could be for the person that God ordained and the destiny he put on the inside of you. And you have to not be willing to fight for her. You have to fight for that woman. Okay. Our scripture that we stand on here as winning women, when we talk about giving women the power to win, the scripture that we stand on is Proverbs 31:28. Proverbs 31:28. And we stand on that because it's such a powerful thing that has been with me my whole life, because I always tell people the crazy story about how I really didn't understand my name and why my parents named me this name. And I wanted to have this common everyday name that everybody else had. And the reality is, oh my goodness. Okay. But the reality is that, my mother had to sit me down and tell me, what that name meant. And your name is like the first prophecy on your life. So I wanted to get rid of my prophecy, y'all. So my mom told me, she said, but your name means one who excels. She said, and it comes from Proverbs 31:28. And the passage reads this, and which is why we made it the foundation of winning women. and it is, many daughters have done well, but you will excel them all. Just think about that. Many daughters have done well, but you will excel them all. That is the essence of what we're producing in Winning Women, women who excel. So first we teach you, we give you the powers, we give you the education first, because I can't give you power without education. Give you the education. Okay. You have knowledge. All right. Then we give you understanding, and understanding is access to the power that's always been in you that you didn't know how to use, or maybe didn't want to use, and had to build up the courage to use. Okay. For you to win. And then after you win, you sustain wins, and women who sustain wins are successful, and women who maintain their success excel. They exceed everyone else. When you stay in a posture of success, when success becomes your lifestyle, you're not just a woman who wins at that point. You're a woman who excels. Because excel means out, it means to exceed, means to go beyond. So now you're going beyond just that. Where winning is your day-to-day lifestyle, where you excel, where being excellent comes out first, not your fears. And I want you to get to the place where your fears don't come out first, but your excellence comes out first. And that excellence drives you beyond your discomfort, beyond your fear. How many of you guys have ever gotten in a situation where you just swore you couldn't do it, but something else was more important? You put a higher priority, literally pushed you beyond your discomfort, pushed you beyond your fear. Many of you guys are parents, and I know I have a lot of moms out there too, that can understand this, where your children will push you beyond your comfort zone because they're more important. And so this whole idea, sometimes that we have to put ourselves last in order for us to do things that are good for ourselves. Okay. We hide behind our responsibilities to others, sometimes as women, so that we get the courage to do things for our own self. So as mothers, you can understand that. I have a mother in the room with me, and she has a son who was born with a lot of amazing issues. Well, guess what? She had to learn a lot of information. Okay. Almost become a medical expert so she could take care of her son. Okay. And all of his, allergies and things that he was innate and born with. But she did it. She pressed through that. That might have not been something she would be willing to do for herself, but she was willing to do for someone she cared about very much. And there were times that she got very, very scared. We should take her kid to the hospital, didn't know what was wrong with him, but it gave her the courage to fight. It gave her the courage to push. It gave her the courage to press beyond her own comfort zone. And sometimes God has to put an object in your life like that, that will make you fight, that will make you discover that you have these great things on the inside of you, be the trigger for the winner in you. And how many guys know that a difficult situation can be the trigger for the winner in you? Right. And so I know, okay, many of you guys are like, oh, well, he's been trying to trigger me for a long time because my life has been for real. And so he's been trying to hit those sparks, that will cause you to turn that engine on, turn that power on, and actually become the person that he's ordained. So it's been on the inside of you forever. But right now you have to want to be a producer of that person. The other scripture that we use all the time is Ephesians 2:10. It's been my favorite my whole life, that we are his workmanship. And the whole idea behind our education process here at Winning Women is to teach you not how to engage in just hard work, but how to work your workmanship. Because win for us means working inner nature. Working inner nature. So when we talk about being a winner, we're talking about working inner nature. And so when you're working your inner nature, okay, it's about learning how to use the workmanship that he created from the beginning. Because we've been operating on who we become because of conditioning, not who we created from the beginning. So working that workmanship. And when you're working your workmanship, it's amazing how fluid that becomes. The fluidity that's there, the ease that's there. And the more you get comfortable with that workmanship, because a lot of times the enemy keeps us uncomfortable with just who we are. Okay, how many guys have ever just been walking around your whole life, you're just uncomfortable with just who you are? Okay, so a lot of times he keeps us uncomfortable with just who we are. So we have to get you comfortable with that, comfortable with the power woman on the inside of you, comfortable with power, because women are comfortable with responsibility, not always power. Okay. So I'll give you a chance to say la, but you are. And I had to realize that too. I'm comfortable with responsibility and take care of my duties and doing what I need to. Someone told me one time, you're just one of those independent women. I said, no, I'm a responsible woman. And I understand if that is something you're not used to seeing, but I have responsibilities. So I can't just cash out on life and act like, some knight in shining armor is going to come and take care of everything, pay my bills, do my car. Okay, come on here. So I'm responsible. So a lot of times when we think about, independence, that it means that you don't need anybody else in your life. No, it means that you've taken responsibility for what is your life. Okay. And so women who have to take responsibility for their lives often get viewed as independent. And it's like, no, not really. It'd be great to have a partner or compliment somebody who's helped, let the team do it. But the reality is, I have responsibilities I can't shirk off just because someone is present or not present in my life. And so, comfortable with responsibility. Give me a responsibility, I'm going to fulfill it. Put power in my hand, and because see, power isn't just a daily task. Power, okay, gives you the control over certain things. And when you have complete control over certain things, you also bear the ultimate, not only responsibility, but even consequence. Okay, and for the outcome, you are responsible. When the power is in your hands, that means you're responsible for the outcome. And sometimes as women, that's difficult. We don't always want to be responsible for our outcomes, you know. It's easier to just be like, oh, that's because of this, that's because of that, la la la. Okay, so we don't want to be responsible for the outcomes, and I get that because I had to grow into what I'm sharing with you all, and it was a day to day, and I had so many powerful women in my life who were able to show me that, model that for me. My own mom modeling that for me of what it means to take power, to take control, because the power means self-control. You have the power in your hands to perform, to produce, and to achieve that particular result and outcome. That's all you. And that's why I tell people success is self-made. You have to make yourself into what it is you want to be and produce in this world. You have to make yourself into that. That's not something that's just going to happen. We often think that, oh, jobs do it, husbands do it, you know, opportunities do it. No, you do it. You make yourself and you make those moments. Okay. And so that's why it's identity driven, which we did in our last workshop. We talked a lot about making the profile of the winning woman according to your identity, living by your identity and not by, okay, just a bunch of activities and duties and tasks, because we'll do that. Well, I'm a mother, so I have to. Well, I'm the wife, I have to. Or I'm just a person that wants to, you know, succeed as a woman, so I have to. But we don't have to actually drive after. We're not identity driven. And that's what we're trying to do here at Winning Women's Network is make you identity driven. A woman that is driven by her identity, understanding that Proverbs 31:28, okay? Proverbs 31:28 is about identity. Okay, we don't realize that it's about how you identify yourself. If you identify yourself as a woman of excellence, that's your identity and not your pursuit, then everything around you will produce that. You'll get your attributes in line with that. Your attitude will come in line with that. The things that you do and touch will come in line with that because you have to learn how to live from the inside out and not the outside in. And we're used to the outside world crafting us as women, telling you if you're beautiful enough, if you got the right makeup, if you're wearing the right clothes, if your hair's doing what. So you're so used to that. And so because you're so used to that, it's easy for the world's external stimuli to literally motivate or shape your inner behavior. And we need to reverse that. So when you're with us in Winning Women, that's what our workshops are trying to do. And that's what we're trying to produce. Women who don't just want, okay, but can produce. You don't just want it, but you produce it. It starts with wants. We have our 5 tenets, right, of what a woman wants, okay? But we have those, and you need to know what you want so you know what you're trying to produce so that you can measure your outcomes. And it will even determine your activities. Because a lot of times you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure if I should go here or do this. But your activities and what you do should all come out of your identity and the purpose you're trying to achieve. Everything should revolve around that. Okay? Because people who are purposeless waste their time, waste their lives, waste their efforts, and waste their energies. But purpose keeps you on target. It makes you literally streamline and literally set a pathway for what your activity is going to do because you're trying to achieve a goal. You're going after an outcome. Okay, not just an existence. How many guys want to have an outcome and not just an existence? That's so important to me, I know, as a woman. And in our world, everything's about what we can, our activity, our functionality, what we generate. We talk about gender, they lock everything down to what we generate. We'll go home and have kids. Well, that's about generation. That's not about purpose. That's about function. That's not about purpose. And so I don't know if you feel like that as a woman, but I feel like I'm more than a function. Okay? God has given me something to contribute to this world. Okay, I'm more than just a functionary. I'm an asset. So just thinking about those things as we go into April's challenges, wanted to lay that foundation for you because this challenge, is going to be a big one. You guys ready for this? Bing! There it is. That's our challenge of the month on the screen, giving women the power to win. Lifestyle challenge for the month of April is mastering your emotions. Can we do it in Jesus' name? And the reason why we chose this for this month is because the hardest thing for women to do is get their emotions in alignment with their goals, with their wants, and with their destiny. Because you can have passions and you can have pursuits and you can have desires and you can have wants and you can have all of those things in front of you, and your emotions be somewhere else. So, for example, in your emotions, you may say, I want this job, I want this promotion, or I want this opportunity. Okay, that's what you'll say in your passions and your desires. And we even put that down as a goal, like for us who did the vision board. But then your emotions will turn around and say, ooh, but I'm not going to be working at a place that, and people are not going to be treating me like, well, I don't want them to always think that well, I don't like talking in front of people. Well, I'm not really good at, see, then your emotions take you down another pathway. And so, a lot of times for women, emotional safety is our highest priority. And we will literally forego major opportunities, major breakthroughs, and things that God wants us to do because we're trying to maintain our emotional safety. And so, you have to ask yourself throughout this challenge, what makes me feel emotionally safe? What are my emotional safety rules? Because those are really what's driving how you respond to opportunities. Okay. When we're thinking about how you respond to opportunities, we're thinking about when you respond to opportunities, we're thinking about, okay, what makes us feel a certain way. So you have to ask yourself that major question, right? So let's think about that. Let's ask ourselves that major question for the month. What is making me feel this way? And you'll realize that your feelings are driving your goals or your reaction to your goals and not the outcome of the goal itself. It's the way you feel. So a lot of times it's the way you feel about the job. It's the way you feel about, for some of you guys, your ministry. It's the way you feel about relationships. So it's the way you feel that is navigating your decision and will determine if you produce a win or if you stay in the want lane. Okay. I want this. I want, but not willing to do. And why is it that you can't engage your will? Because your emotional safety protocols are the top priority. They're the rudder of the ship. And you have emotional safety protocols that are so innate to your responses and so innate to your reactions, you're not even thinking about it. Anything about it. Okay. So it's just me. You say that your emotional yourself is just you. It's just you. It's just who you are. And you don't realize that your emotions can sometimes be a guardian against your destiny. Yeah, we said it out loud here. Just us girls. Okay. It's just us girls. So your emotions can be your number one guardian and barrier to success. They're guarding you. And I call it a guardian more than a barrier because your emotions are designed to guard you, which means that you don't get rid of them. You don't throw them out. You do exactly what you see on the screen. You master them. Okay. You don't throw them away. You master them. Does that make sense? So you master your emotions. You don't throw them away. And we often think, oh, God, just take it away. Just get rid of it. No, mastery. Stop telling God to take away and start telling yourself mastery. I need to have dominion. Okay. Sin lies at your door. Dominion. Okay. So stop thinking throw away. Think dominion. Think mastery. So you can't. And so you have to master yourself. Some of our most amazing women that we chose as our role models for our profiles that we did last month, a lot of our amazing women, what made them amazing is that they've learned how to master themselves. They've mastered themselves to the point that that who they are can produce what they want and what they're going after. Who they are can produce what they want. I don't care if we're talking about in the kingdom of the Lord Jesus Christ. We're talking about the Oprahs of the world. They master themselves. They master their personality. They master what they have to the point that it produces what they want, and they can get it to perform and produce what they need on command. See, so winning is all about you. It's not about what you do. It's all about you. What you do with what you do is tied to how you see yourself, your identity. Identity. I see myself this way. So it's all tied to that. So when you think about what it is that determines what you do, it's going to be this identity thing. Okay. And you have to learn how to do it. Because I tell my women all the time, and you'll hear me say every time we go live on this, is going to be winning is intentional, 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 intentional. And if you don't hear it, if you didn't hear it those 10, 20 times I just said it, okay, right? But seriously, if you didn't hear those multiple times I just said it, It's intentional. So winning is intentional. So this month of April, we're going to teach you how to master your guardian, which is your emotions, because your emotions are always fueling how you feel. They're literally to support what you feel. Okay, what you feel about yourself. So their job is to support that. So if you feel like you're horrible, they come with horrible emotion, horrible support, okay, emissions to help you feel horrible and to see to it that what you see about, okay, how you see yourself, okay, is how you'll feel. All right. So you'll see people think that you are, terrible. So your emotions come along and support that, and then your will fuels it, and then your mind gives you logic for it, and then next thing you know, you're a whole being that's walking around depressed just from that. Okay, because of those things. So winning has to start with you mastering your number one guardian, or actually you have three guardians, and we're just dealing with one of them. Emotions is one guard, your will is another guard, your mind is another guard. Okay, and we already know that they all circle around our number one center of the issues of life, and that is your heart. These are the areas that guard your heart, right? Don't they? Your emotions, your mind, your will, they guard your heart. That's why God says guard your heart with all diligence. Well, who's guarding it? Your emotions, your mind, and your will. They're guarding it. They're guarding your heart. And so we have to deal with the guardians, and you have to get the guardians on your team. Yes, that's why we're doing these challenges, to get your guardians on your team, on the winning side. Okay, not the whining side, not the working side, not the worrying side of who you are. We want them to get on the winning side of who you are. And we want them to team up with your passions, team up with your goals, team up with your vision. Because sometimes they don't. They just team up with where you are and where you were. And they guard that. That's why you have to think about the things you say about yourself and what you meditate on, because your guardians come and say, yeah, girl, that's true. Okay, because your guardians make, your emotions make you feel it, your will makes you want to do it, your mind makes you, find the logic for it. So you find logic for all of it, and that's where the justifications are. So those three guardians have to line up. They have to be in unity and be on team you and team win and team power in order for you to become a producer. Okay, that's what it takes for you to become a producer of the things that you're carrying, and I mean in your heart, to the point that it's like Proverbs: hope deferred, making the heart sick. Your heart's sick because you can't produce who you are, because you've deferred your own hope, because you've got optics that need to shift. Okay, so that they come in line with your guardians. So that's what we want you to do this month. So this month's challenge activity is going to be kind of fun. We're working through a couple of things here for our workshop. And our workshop is going to really involve doing something fun. Okay, and I'm just going to put this up there so you guys know where to go. It's going to be on Saturday, as you can see on the screen there. It'll be Saturday, May 2nd at 11 a.m. And the workshop this time is going to be an emotional escape room. How many of you guys have ever done those escape rooms? Okay. And you have to like really be strategic, and you know what I mean? You got to use all of your senses. You got to take on your whole self. All right. So you got to do those things. So this year, or this month rather, we're going to actually do an escape room with your emotions, and see how you can escape the times when your emotions do block you and head you in. They head you in by memories and nostalgia and your past mistakes and failures. And there's a wall. And the last thing you did and you tried and it didn't work out. And then here's another wall. The last time that you did something, you did it wrong. And here's another wall. All the words that flood back to you from the time that people said X, Y, Z about you. And there's another wall. And so you're boom, 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 boom. Every time you turn around, blocked and blocked and blocked and blocked and blocked by these emotions. And they really do determine what you see, because sometimes when you're in those escape room things, it's the person who can see their way out that gets out. It's the person who can see their way out that gets out. It's the person that can see their way out that gets out. And so that's the person that ends up being the leader. Is it true? Okay, because they're the ones, if you're in the escape room, like, oh my goodness, who can see? And the first thing they do is they mess with all of your senses. The room's dark, you're walking into things, you got, okay. So they mess with your optics, they mess with your view, so that it's not a straight shot. So you got to get out of those panic rooms, right? So, and our emotions can create a panic room for us, can't they? We start getting panicky. What do I do? I don't know. They're going to turn off my lights. They're going to take my money. Oh my gosh, they're going to take my business. I'm going to, my goodness, my children, my marriage is falling apart. Okay, and you're gone. You're just over the river and through the woods, okay, on the issue. But it's the people who can see their way out that get out. And so when God says he provides a way of escape, It all starts with your optics. First, you got to believe in the Lord your God again. And so faith is the biggest thing that controls your optics. So you have that, right? So y'all connected. And so we're going to do the escape room, and the workshop is going to be live. Okay. And it's going to be Saturday, May 2nd. If you want to participate in it, it's going to be $19.99 because we go into coaching, we do mentorship, and y'all heard by the things I just rattled off today. Okay. That I don't necessarily just waste your time with a bunch of hype stuff and giving you just a bunch of edification pills to try to get you through to the next, get you through the last disappointment and get you to the next high. That is not what we're here to do as winning women. So I sit down and we dig in. The last time we did a lot of hot seat coaching. We asked the women who did the vision boards. My committee actually did them. Some of you guys participated online. We gave you real tips. We gave you real answers, to that. So the live cast is going to be that, where you'll get a chance to ask some questions and prepare for it. And then us giving you ways to get out of this room. How do I escape the emotional bondages, or the walls that my emotions create around me that literally put me in immobility? Because the whole idea, if you're not going to be progressing, is that you would not only just be regressing, but sometimes just standing still. The number one attack against success is immobility, getting you to the place. How many of you guys have ever been hit so many times in so many different directions? You just like, I don't want to do nothing. And you do nothing for like, I don't know, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. I think I did nothing for like 3 years one time, just nothing. I got so emotionally beat down by certain things. I just did nothing for 3 years. I was like, I don't know. And how do you do nothing? Is nothing you not taking any actions in life or being motionless? No. Doing nothing is being disengaged. You've disengaged yourself from your own success. Just completely disengaged yourself. Hope, faith, purpose, just completely disengaged yourself. I'm not even engaged. And so you get up and go through motions, and you just get up and go through your day, and you just do what you have to do, but you're disengaged. So immobility doesn't mean inactivity. Immobility is disengagement and detachment from your own success, where you're no longer. That's why our slogan is making you an active participant in the production of your own success, because you can reach some places where you're detached from it and you're just letting life live you. You're not living life. So we don't want that, right? So we want you guys to participate. Saturday, May 2nd, okay, is what we want you to participate in that. And to definitely, yes, Tanya, we want you to be there. I saw a couple of you guys say that you're going to be there for that on the 2nd at 11 a.m. And we're going to work through it. And we're going to ask questions, and we're going to get to the heart of some things, because the hardest thing to do is confront the truth of our emotions, because emotions have a motive. And so getting to the heart of what's driving them, what's empowering them, and what's fueling them to come and support you and undergird something means you have to get to what they're undergirding. And sometimes it's facing the heart of your fear, your doubt, your insecurity, your whatever it is. We all have things that are at the heart of who we are, which is why our first one was laying an axe to the root, because you do have to get to the root of things before you can even see straight. Okay. So we need to kind of come in and de-weed some of the garden of your emotions, your little emotional garden. Yes, it is May 2nd at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And so that is important for the live cast. It's going to be that time, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we definitely want you guys to be a part of that. And we're going to shoot out an email, a link for you right now. Okay. You can go to winningwomensevents.com. That'll be up and active. We'll post something in the group with that tag on there, which will take you right to our Eventbrite site so that you can sign up for that. We also offer you coaching. So for those of you guys who want to do some coaching with us, we do some 15-minute coaching corners after that's over, because we recognize we stir up stuff. You have questions afterwards, and some of them you may not want to ask in public. You may want to ask questions in private and try to get some connection there. So we definitely do the hot seat coaching on live in the workshop, but we also have a coaching corner that's afterwards, and we call it that, so that you can have a private one-on-one connection with our coaches here and ask your questions to us and say, hey, how do I deal with this? I think I'm battling that. And we want to be here to support you, because our goal is to activate the power to win, the character of power that is on the inside of you. And what I love about characters are imprints, the things that imprint us. So your character of power is what we're going after in that. And so, because we know we can do all things, all right? But sometimes it's just getting to the doing, right? If you need the coaching, when you go to sign up, there'll be an option for you to click that to say, I want the coaching after the workshop. And so you can click that option and we will definitely connect with you and walk you through some things. The last time we had a chance to really help women. In fact, from the vision board, had an opportunity to connect with one of the women who participated, and we were able to get her whole life back on track. Okay, because she was like, I don't know why I didn't think about that. Just stuck in one small place about her optics, how she was looking at her situation. And so talking to somebody else that can broaden that, and not only gave her information, we were able to give her instruction. We were able to give her strategy for how to carry that out. And that became the inspiration, because inspirational words are great, but they're like air effects. After the moment's over, phew, it's gone. You know, you got to spray it again to remember. How many guys got those air effects in your homes? You got the little puff puff thing that squirts out every 5 seconds, or you got a candle that you got to go by and whiff to be reminded of the smell. But if you want that to be maintained, it's always got to be something you pump, 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 pump up again. But when someone gives you the keys to destiny, there's no looking back. You can open that door anytime. So, yes, you can pay to catch up on last month if you want to see the workshop. I'll check with my team to make sure that you can do that. You know, that is still available if you want to watch the last one, because we gave a lot of information about how to profile yourself as a winning woman. Because some of you guys have got to do that. You know, you're going after activity, but you're not going after who you are. So the reality is, how do you profile yourself as a winning woman? What do you see as the woman who wins? Okay, because your definition of a win is what's going to drive the ship. Your definition of who you are is what's going to drive the ship. How you identify with yourself is how you're going to drive the ship. So that's very, very key. That's very, very important. So that's the website right there, winningwomensevents.com. You can go and check that out, and we will definitely have the information for you. We'll post this again, okay, up there for you in the Winning Women's group. So make sure you do that. Another thing I want to invite you to, if you want to do something that's even above the workshops and have ongoing moments and sessions like this where we can engage and talk and work through a myriad of things, I invite you. I didn't put it on the screen here today, but I'll make sure that we have it up in the group, and that is invite you to join the Winners Circle. I have started something that is a private mentorship group for women who are really serious about investing in themselves and really wanted to know real ways that they can begin and want that accountability, okay, for performing and producing that monthly success. And, you know, the challenges are for everybody in the Winning Women's Network inside the group there that you're in now. They're for everyone. Anyone can participate. No big thing on that. But for those of you guys who are saying, I want this private and connection on a daily basis, okay, or I should say on a monthly basis, I invite you to join the Winners Circle. It's $19.99 a month. It comes with training articles, video tips, and we do at least an hour coaching session, live coaching session, okay, with its group coaching for all the women that are involved. This month, we're going to be kicking off with how successful women think. Because again, we talked about those guardians. So in the Winner's Circle, we go after those guardians, the mind, the will, the emotions, and even the unconscious things, unconscious mistakes that you're making that are sabotaging your efforts. Because sometimes we have some unconscious behaviors that are sabotaging, you know, our literal pursuit of our success. So we encourage you to do that. Winner's Circle. Okay, and that'll be up in the group as well. So you'll see these ads pop up from our team, and you can go ahead and click those links to sign up for the workshop May 2nd, and then you can also sign up for the Winner's Circle. All right, and I just want to say thank you guys for being a part of this. It's such a privilege and honor. We have to stick together. I encourage you guys to get involved, because winning is not an individual. It's not a single event in life, and it's not a single person's effort. Winning is the result of a collaboration of things that come together. And the more you collaborate, I find that the women and the people who are good at collaborating and connecting, in the multitude of counsel is much wisdom. So when they do that, they give themselves a greater vantage and greater opportunity to succeed. And so that's why we started the network, because you need to be around like-minded people. Every successful person says that you want to be people who are like-minded, who are going where you're going, and who are going to literally emphasize and underscore and support what it is that you're trying to do, and not just be in every circle everywhere. And so that's why we started the network, because you are women who excel. And on that note, remember, many daughters have done well, but you can excel them all. And we invite you to do that today by visiting the Winning Women's Network. And if you want to be a part of that winner circle, let us know today. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. I hope you all take advantage of April's challenge, and that this month that we at least get our hands on one guardian and master our emotions. Thank you again for listening. God bless you all. And we will talk with you throughout the month about how you can do this. I think coming up next is our mental shift challenge. Okay, so we're going to give you some things to mentally shift. There's going to be some devos. And then if you also let us know if you want prayer, okay, for particular things, because we do offer that as well. So if you have prayer needs, definitely let us know. Say, I'm trying to fight this. I'm trying to get through. I don't know what it is. Okay, in addition to coaching. So depending on what you need, we do all of it for you. All right. So thank you again for watching. And we invite you to be a part of the Winning Women's Network, where we're giving you the power to win. God bless you all. You have a great rest of the evening.